fantasy owners, welcome to Lift the Cup Fantasy, or LTC Fantasy as some call it. Today is our midweek ads episode where we're going to focus on 4 teams that have games, 3 games in 4 nights between Thursday and Sunday, them being Ottawa, Florida, Seattle, and Winnipeg. We'll get right into it. Ottawa, some people that add some value. I look at the front end. Jake Batherson, he's listed as a right wing, only owned in 73% of Yahoo leagues. Year to date, in 26 games played, he has 10 goals, 20 assists for 30 points. He's plus 5, 9 power play points, which is nice to have, a little added value there. 55 hits and 12 blocks and 65 shots on goal. Also seen tonight, he does have a goal. That game's still going on while I'm recording this. So, obviously, he's still going in the right direction. Next one is Josh Norris. He's only listed as a center. He's owned in 55% of Yahoo leagues, so almost a 50-50 chance of finding him. Year to date, in 30 games played, he has 16 goals, 8 assists for 24 points. He's plus 1. Always nice to be plus when you're playing in Ottawa. 8 power play points, 37 hits, 27 blocks, and 81 shots. So those shots definitely help you out if your league counts towards that. Last one is Tim Stützle. I got it spelt a couple different ways because I've seen it spelt different ways, but Yahoo does the Stuetzle spelling, but he's listed as a center left wing, only owned in 28% of Yahoo leagues. Besides the stats that I'm going to give you, he also got an assist tonight. So in his last 9 games played, he has 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points, minus 4, 3 power play points, 14 hits in those 9 games, 10 blocks, and 23 shots on goal. So still getting a decent amount of shots, and he's throwing the body a little bit, which is nice to see. Moving on to Florida. On the back end, we got Gustav Forsling, only owned in 24% of Yahoo leagues. But you look at his last 8 games played, he's 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points. So almost a point per game, which is nice. Plus 12, which is a real bonus of plus minuses counted scoring in your league. 9 hits, 8 blocks, and 16 shots on goal. So 2 shots a game is pretty nice for somebody on the back end there. Looking at forwards, look at Anthony Duclair. He's listed as left wing, right wing. He's 64% owned. He has 6 goals, 5 assists for 11 points. He's plus 14, has 6 hits, 4 blocks, and 17 shots on goal. He's really been playing well, and he got about a 1 in 3 chance of finding him. Definitely helps playing with Huberdeau on that second line, and he is on the first power play unit. So, doesn't hurt playing in Florida for sure. Next one's Carter Verhaeghe. He's listed as center left wing, and he's owned in 59% of Yahoo leagues, so about a 4 in 10 chance, which is pretty nice odds. He plays on that top line with Barkov, which is nice, and the second power play unit. And year to date, he's 36 games played. He has 11 goals, 18 assists for 29 points, which is nice. He's a plus 12, has 3 power play points, 22 hits, 6 blocks, so he doesn't block it much, but 67 shots on goal, so not too bad on shots on goal. A couple other players to look at in Florida if you're in a pinch. Anton Lundell, he's been playing really good of late, and also Patrick Hornquist. He was really a fantasy darling last year with his stats, and he's really been picking it up the last few games. So if you do like today's episode so far, please remember to hit like, remember to hit subscribe, remember that bell so you get notified on future episodes, and we'll jump right into Seattle. On the back end, there isn't really much to choose from. If you're in a real pinch, maybe look at Vince Dunn, who's probably shown a little bit more fantasy value. Not much to speak of, really. And Mark Giordano, just a veteran that plays on the power play if you're in a pinch. But if you're going to be dropping somebody that does have decent fantasy value, I wouldn't really look at them. Moving on to forwards, I look at Yanni Gourde. He's listed as a center right wing, owned in 24% of Yahoo leagues. and he plays on the second line, second power play unit, and in 28 games played, he has 8 goals, 12 assists for 20 points, so decent production, -7, but Seattle's been getting the shit kicked out of him pretty much all season. 3 power play points, 39 hits, so he does throw the body around a little bit, 12 blocks and 49 shots on goal. Next one to look at is Jordan Eberle. He's listed as a right winger, 30% owned in Yahoo leagues. Year to date, he has 34 games played. He's 12 goals, 12 assists for 24 points. Ugly -16, so if you need to protect your plus-minus, I wouldn't really look at him for any help. 7 power play points, 25 hits, 21 blocks, and 76 shots on goal. So his shot total's not bad for 34 games played. Next one is Jared McCann. He's listed as a center left wing. And again, same as Eberle, 30% owned, so you got a 7 in 10 chance. 31 games played, he has 15 goals. So almost a half goal per game, which is pretty nice. 8 assists, 23 points. Ugly -10. So again, if you're looking at plus-minus, this isn't really a direction to go. 8 power play points. He has 29 hits, 11 blocks, and 84 shots on goal. So a really nice shot total there if shots count in your league. And the last one I look at is Kelly Yarncroc. He plays on the second line, first power play unit. He's listed as left wing, right wing. He's only owned in 2% of Yahoo leagues. That has a ton to do with how he started the year. In his first 14 games, he only had 2 assists. Since then, he has 12 games played. He has 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points. So almost a point per game. Only a -2, which is pretty good considering you're playing in Seattle. 3 power play points. He has 7 hits, 3 blocks, and 20 shots on goal. Last team we're going to look at is Winnipeg. On the back end, it's probably the nicest defenseman to pick up if you're trying to game on man games played. But Josh Morrissey, he's owned in 48% of Yahoo leagues. And year to date, he has 35 games played. He's 5 goals, 9 assists for 14 points. So not a whole bunch of points, but decent enough production. It's more of these secondary stats. He has +3, he's 5 power play points. He has 65 hits, so he does throw the body around. 43 blocks, which is not bad, and 70 shots on goal, which is pretty nice. Next defenseman to look at there is Nate Schmidt. He's owned in 27% of Yahoo leagues. In 33 games played, he has 1 goal, 17 assists for 18 points. So he is over that half point per game. So if points count a little bit more, I'd maybe lean towards Schmidt. If secondary also counts, I'd maybe lean towards Morrissey. But he's even on the year. He has 9 power play points. So half his points come on the power play. He has 18 hits, so he doesn't throw the body very much. 45 blocks, so decent amount of blocks, and 53 shots on goal. Forwards that I look at, Andrew Kopp. I like him because he's listed as center, left wing, and right wing. I really am a proponent that if you can slot him anywhere in your lineup, it really helps you slot better, especially on a midweek ad or a short-term ad. If you can get somebody that's versatile so that you can play your stars like McDavid or Stamkos, like Matthews, etc. He's only owned in 55% of Yahoo leagues. He is a little streaky, but in 34 games played, he has 10 goals, 14 assists for 24 points, so decent production, +6, which is nice, 4 power play points, 28 hits, 27 blocks, and 95 shots on goal, so he definitely gets a lot of shots on goal. Later this week, we'll have our weekend ads episode, which will focus on some teams, because there's 17 teams that play 2 games over the 3-day weekend there, and we'll narrow it down based on strength of schedule and hopefully give you that little boost to the finish line. So if you did like today's episode, please hit like, press subscribe, remember that bell to get notified on future episodes, and good luck to you, fantasy owners.